Cursor just completely redesigned their interface in a release they are calling Cursor Glass. And no, this isn't like liquid glass from Apple, but what this does show is the future of AI coding agents and the future of AI agent tools in general, regardless of if you're using Cursor or not to actually build. And in this video, I want to walk through Cursor's new interface, talk about why it matters for everyone, not just people using Cursor, and how to actually use it if you are building in Cursor. If you don't know me, my name is Chris, and for the last 15 years, I've been designing apps and advising startups on product and design. And if you are building with AI and you want to build something that people actually want, then I've got a community helping people do that with over 250 other people building with AI in order to improve their life, make money, and get customers or clients for their business. If you're interested, then you can click the link in the description down below to find out more. Otherwise, let's get into Cursor Glass and show you what it's all about. So last week, Cursor announced Composer 2, but I don't want to talk about Composer 2 in this video. I want to talk about something that was tacked onto the end of this thread on X about the Composer 2 release. That basically said, if I scroll down here, it says we are also sharing an early alpha of our new interface, cursor.com/glass. So if I click on cursor.com/glass, and you can get access to the alpha of this interface, it says where powerful feels simple, a new interface built to make working with agents clear, intuitive, and in your control. And they have this new kind of like Cursor glassy effect logo, which if you remember the Apple liquid glass announcement, you kind of, maybe they didn't want to have like associations with that, but they've kind of lent into that a little bit here. It's got a similar kind of look and feel. And if you open Cursor and update your cursor to the latest version, you'll be able to preview this latest interface from Cursor. And if you've used any other AI coding agent app, you might find it a little bit familiar. So let's jump into Cursor. And this is the new Cursor Glass interface. So what you have here, if you are familiar with a lot of other coding tools, you might think, well, this is very similar to CodeX, which is like this. So CodeX basically has this new thread or new agent on the left. You have skills, automations, you have all of your different threads within projects and folders here. You can choose the model down here. You can choose it to be local or run in the cloud. You can choose the different branches that you're working with, and you have voice transcription. And if I go into skills here, you kind of have this access to all of these different skills in a marketplace. This is basically very, very similar to Cursor Glass, which is pretty much the same thing here. And if you remember when Anti-Gravity came out with the Agent Manager, this was kind of like a really interesting interface that people wanted to talk about. And I think the fact that Cursor is now moving in this direction, along with a load of other tools. So I'll show you some other tools that are moving in this direction as well. So we're starting to see this similar pattern across these coding agent tools where you have your projects on the left-hand side. So this is an example of T3 code, which is in alpha, which is an open source project from Theo. You have Polyscope, which is another free project here, which basically gives you the same thing with these folders on the left, your different agents on the left-hand side under these different projects, and then changes, etc. on the right-hand side, and a kind of UI for the agent in the middle. You have Conductor, which again is a very similar thing with your different projects on the left-hand side, and then this UI in the middle for your agent to be working with. We have JetBrains Air, which is the same thing with this agent manager on the left hand side and this chat with your agent in the middle here. And you have tools like OpenCode releasing their OpenCode desktop app. This is all showing along with Cursor Glass. And it may seem that Cursor Glass is really the last one to kind of jump on this train, but all of these agent manager tools, all of these AI coding agent tools are converging on the same place. Basically, where you have your folders set up on the left-hand side for your projects, your agents that run inside of those folders that you can submit from this main screen here, and then a bunch of other tools around that are different depending on the different tool that you're using. So some of these tools have like work tree management, some of these tools that you see the diffs in the right hand panel, some of these tools that you see a bunch of different things. But if I equate Cursor Glass here to CodeX, essentially you have the same thing. You have the new agent on the top left, you have your marketplace which has all of your plugins and skills in here, and essentially what Cursor have done here as well is they've wrapped up skills, rules, subagents, MCPs all into this single idea of plugins basically for your tool. And we're moving to this place where these AI coding agent tools are becoming more like agent management tools, where you can orchestrate a set of agents across multiple projects in a folder at the same time, not necessarily just for coding use. And to show you a bit more about the interface here, if you're familiar with the cursor's existing interface, you can click Open Editor here to open the editor, but you've got a bunch of other things here. So in the left-hand sidebar, we can condense this sidebar on the left-hand side here. You've got your marketplace link to view plugins. You can filter this sidebar by Git status or environment, and if you click on settings, you get this more accessible settings panel here with all of the cursor settings inside of this. You've also got a right-hand panel here, which you basically use to view files and to access the browser and the terminal as well. So you can see here, I've got a terminal tab, another terminal tab, where I can add a browser tab here as well. These basically act as tabs between different views here. And we also have a view for our Git repository, which gives us a visual view of all the changes in the project as well. Now, this is something, and I've been working on building my own version of this as well, called Orchestrate, which you can find over at orchestrate.build, which basically I wanted to do a similar thing here, where you actually have a visual view of all of your Git commits in a kind of visual save history for your project with all of the files that have been changed on the right and an option to revert or restore. So all of these tools are converging on this same pattern. And this is basically it for the interface. It really simplifies and cleans up the user interface for Cursor and makes it super accessible for people who get confused with all the different modularity of the Cursor interface before. And it makes it really, really approachable to get started building with agents in a workspace that feels like it's not just for coding agents as well. And this also leans into this idea that Cursor have, that Cursor is not just an interface for coding, it's an interface for all work. And as much as I love Claude and the Claude desktop app interface, I actually think the Cursor interface is a way cleaner version than having like all of your old kind of archived chats on the left hand side here, as well as these different features in the tool like dispatch and ideas, and having to move back and forth between chat, co-work and code. Surely you can just use the same agent and let it determine which one to use based on the type of task that you're doing. But even the Claude desktop app here is still converging on this same place for agent management tools with this similar interface and using skills as a way of building repeatable automated workflows that you can set up on a schedule to do the same tasks. And so let's open a project in Cursor Glass and actually see what this looks like to try and build something with the new Cursor interface. So I've just opened this Orchestrate project up on the left hand side. You can see this folder up here. It's quite small. I've maximized this to be the biggest it can be on this for the purposes of recording here. And if I open up this right hand panel, you can see all of these, basically the uncommitted changes here. I can commit and push to my remote repository that are in this project right now. You can see the branch that they're in here as well. And if I want to get this app up and running, I can open up a new terminal here and do npm run dev to get this started. And this is great because it means that I don't have my kind of terminals clogging up my screen here in this interface. I just have it only visible when I want to jump into the terminal here and see what it's doing. I also have the browser here, so if I do want to go to localhost, so if I do want to go into the browser here to view this app, now this is an Electron desktop app, so it's actually launched the app over here. So this is not going to render anything here. So let's open up a different app to demonstrate this instead. And this is great because if I switch between these projects here, you can see that basically our terminals and our browser and our files are all related to that specific project. So I can get multiple terminals up and running here for each individual project. So let's just do npm run dev for this one and get this up and running. And now if we go to the browser and load our app here, you can see this app is loaded on the right hand side. And we can still do design mode the same as we did before, being able to select any of these elements and adding and making the change down here or adding that to our chat as context. We can exit that. We still have access to the same developer tools in the browser here as we did before as well. You have all of the same tools available to you in this interface, but it's just a much more refined user interface. They're much more similar to other agent management tools. And if I want to let's switch back to Orchestrate here. I'm going to remove this from the chat and let's switch to plan mode, which again is done exactly the same as all other agent management tools. So you can do shift and tab to enter plan mode. I'm going to put it onto GPT 5.4 with high reasoning. I'm going to just write a prompt here to start planning the next feature for this app. Help me plan a new feature in this app. I want to turn the loops tab into a goals tab where the user can basically determine a goal, and then the agent would break that goal down into multiple steps and then be able to run each of those steps in sequence using a new agent for each step to achieve that goal. The user would be able to select the agent that they want to use for the goal when they create a new goal as well. And they would also be able to choose to add a schedule to that goal so that it could run every single day or every single week or hourly or on a custom frequency that they chose. Can we use the Claude Agent SDK that's already in the app to achieve this functionality, or should we do it a different way instead? Ask me questions until you have a clear picture of how we should build this feature. So let's send that to the cursor agent here, and that will create a new agent under orchestrate here, which you can see is now working. Goals tab, feature planning. And this is going to go through and create a plan, the same as any other plan mode would, basically, whilst we're doing this. And now that we've got this working, we can basically create a new agent within this project, the same as we can with any other agent management tool, and choose a different model and build a different feature using a different model. And you can see here that Cursor has spun up multiple agents here, so 3 different sub-agents that are doing different tasks, basically loops, feature analysis, and how to turn it into goals, what the agent infrastructure in this project is, and how to do scheduling and task execution in this project as well. And then it's going to take the information from those 3 sub-agents and then plan the next moves here. And this is why it's so important to see Cursor's updated interface, not as just a new visual layer on an already existing tool, but basically to see it as arguably one of the biggest AI coding tools on the market. In Cursor is admitting that this is the actual direction that agent management tools are going to be going in the future, and this is how they are going to work. And I actually think this is maybe even more powerful than tools like Claude Code, which just use a single model from a single provider, because you're able here to use different models across different providers, from GPT 5.4 to Opus 4.6 to even Gemini 3.1 if you want to do more visual stuff or video editing. And all these models excel at different tasks, and having them all in one agent management tool actually makes a lot of sense. And so now we've got our questions from Cursor here. You can see it's asking us questions basically the same as any other coding agent would. And the other really important thing to note here is that these tools with folders on the left for projects, where you don't necessarily have to be doing coding tasks all the time, essentially becomes a hub for doing all of your knowledge work, from creating documents to using skills to connecting to any other tool using an MCP. I can actually see myself using Cursor with this updated user interface in a way where I can manage all of my different agents across all of my different projects, not just to build software with AI, but to build my entire business with AI through one single platform. And that is really the importance of this change to Cursor's UI, is that they have admitted that this is the path forwards, and that this turns AI coding tools into genuine AI work tools for everybody. So that was my quick breakdown of Cursor's new Glass interface, and we didn't go super deep there, but we did cover all of the basics of the interface, and more importantly, the future direction of all agent management tools. Again, I see this as a massive admission from Cursor that all of these other tools have gone in the right direction, and they are pivoting their user interface into a place that makes sense for everyone, using not only all of these other AI coding agent tools, but all of these AI agent tools in general. People who are using the Claude desktop app, for example, and might want to use other models for their agents might want to jump over to Cursor. People who are using Claude Code to build software and apps might want to jump over to Cursor to use different models and to work on multiple projects at the same time and have that in-app browser experience to be able to see what they're doing whilst they're actually building. This just proves to me that Cursor is still the best all-around AI coding tool, especially if you're just starting out learning how to use AI agents and moving from tools like Lovable or Bolt into something like Cursor. And sure, you can absolutely get started by going straight into the deep end, setting up Claude Code in the terminal and running it from there. But if you use an interface like Cursor, it's just going to give you a huge amount of visibility as to how to use AI coding agents, how to do work with real AI agents across multiple projects, and how to build software, write code, and work on any knowledge project all in the same interface. And I think that is super powerful. If you do want to check out the new Cursor interface, you'll probably get an update in Cursor when you open it, or you can go to cursor.com/glass and get access to the alpha that way. And if you are building with AI and you want to build things that people actually want, you can head over to my community over at school.com/AI apps, where you'll be able to learn how to build ideas that people actually want, design and build applications that actually work, and how to master these AI agent tools so that you can build anything with AI. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.